There's something special about VR FPS games. I mean, it's no wonder we have shooter after Tony Boyle's Cooter. It's by far the most milk genre of VR gaming. Even if you've only tried VR a handful of times, you more than likely tried some sort of game where your primary objective is shooting something, more than likely a child who shouldn't own a headset at their age, but hey, I'm not your dad. But not all VR FPS games are created equally. One moment you're playing the most polished experience you've ever had the honor of touching, the next you're checking Twitter and watching some gimmick account try to pitch you on their merch. While there might be a gap in quality, this might give me some heat, but there's one thing for certain that keeps VR FPS games from reaching their full potential: mods. Pavlov, contractors, breachers, all of these we'll be talking about in this video, but one thing we won't be talking about: my brand partner, Mint Mobile, and my babysitter, Ryan Reynolds. They wanted me to let you guys know that Mint Mobile can have you saving hundreds on your phone bill. With plans starting as low as $15 a month, you can switch from big wireless companies that love to charge more for less features. Don't be duped. Go to trymintmobile.com/view in the description below and start saving on your phone bill today. So let's start with the big dog, Pavlov. Pavlov to this day has the most potential to be the best VR FPS game you could play. Its long-standing presence in the scene has proven that the devs clearly are able to make people engaged with fun gameplay, while also being the VR chat with guns of the genre. Not only does Pavlov have that social experience behind it, but with the ability to crossplay with the two PSVR 2 players, you'll get a good mix of people to scream at in TTT. Again, this might give me some heat, but Pavlov has an identity crisis. Because of the recent change of the Steam Workshop to mod.io for the crossplay users, to still have mods in the game, all previous Steam mods, if not updated to be on mod.io, are completely broken. Because of that, many of the PSVR 2 users haven't gotten to experience the years of work dedicated to the Pavlov modding scene, just given the same experience as the Pavlov chat community until further notice. And because of that, Pavlov has turned into an entire game around, bro, I know you're the terrorist, either you do it or I do it, while also trying to maintain that FPS aesthetic. You don't really have a set experience within Pavlov. You can play fucking Halo maps with zombies in it, or have some 13-year-old yell at you because you made fun of his PS5 having no games. Just to clarify, I don't think this is a bad thing, but it's definitely its biggest flaw. That being its biggest flaw also says a lot about Pavlov, by the way. But I can't have the same experience as blowing off an enemy's head because every goddamn server is TTT or it's Bridge. It's always fucking Bridge. I don't mind Bridge. I dap up Bridge every time. But you know when you have something too much and you start to dislike it? Now imagine anytime you want to have something similar, it just forces the same thing down your throat every single time. Pavlov has by far the best gunplay you could experience while in VR, but seriously lacks in the simplicity of being able to have a set game mode you can load in at any time. I don't want this to come across like I dislike Pavlov, but having that simplicity would help the retention problem we're currently having within VR. You think Jacob, the TTT overlord, wants to have to select a server anytime he wants to team kill everyone every single round? That's no way to sell copies of Shaq bankrupt game. Speaking of team killing every round, Contractors again almost has it right. Contractors is obviously more like Call of Duty, but again completely falls through with the actual identity of the game. There's more mods than you could count. Again, that's not a bad thing, and I don't want to come across as I fucking just hate mods, but specifically with Contractors, I've ran into many matches where I'll sit through the download, join the game, and for whatever reason, I don't have any weapons. The only way to fix this is to leave the lobby you just joined and rejoin if you can find the same lobby and it's on the same page. Again, there's no way to just quick join a match without any mods, without filtering and finding an open lobby. Again, with the retention problem within VR, this could easily keep more players engaged if they didn't have to search for a modded lobby with players actually inside of it and have the mod work correctly. Especially with the younger crowd, which I know that Contractors and Pavlov are not made for younger audiences, but you can't ignore the obvious, all right? If you join one VR multiplayer game, you join them all. Contractors is probably my favorite outside of Pavlov, and the unknown game we'll be talking about later, it's Breachers. Let's be real here. It's some of the most fun I've had while playing VR, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have its flaws. I also too suffer from the brain rot, ADHD, TikTok modern age, but sometimes I don't want to find a lobby that finally works. But when you consider that this is a very small issue and I'm being a big baby bitch who's stretching out this idea to make a full-length video, this could definitely be resolved very easily, especially since Contractor Showdown is coming out. I legally can't show you footage, but goddamn is it good. It's obvious Caveman Studios knows how to make a good matchmaking system. Compared to Pavlov, at least they give you a good image of what you're joining rather than just a list of a map and game mode. It's seriously almost there, giving you an almost good experience. But again, the mods that break almost every single match keep me from coming back as often. But wasn't this more tactical? Breachers will always hold a special place in VR gaming. Breachers, Rainbow Six VR, whatever you like to call it. I've been playing Breachers consistently since its beta back in fucking March or whatever it was last year. I've watched this game, has gotten update after update, but one thing's for sure, where the fuck is the ranked update? Triangle Factory, look. I love you guys, but you make some good games. But if we can get an entirely new headset with its graphical upgrade, how hard is it to set up an ELO system? I love you guys. Please don't ban me for playing Breachers. What sets Breachers apart from the crowd is not just plagiarism, but the fact that its sole purpose is around one game mode. I would like mods, but I love that its sole focus is around one thing and one thing only. There's plenty of things I would love to change about Breachers, like manual reloading. But the fact that I can press play and not have to think about servers or players or if there's a mod involved, I can just press play and I'm ready to play the game. Again, modding in Breachers would be cool, but with the problem of retention, it's clear to see why Triangle Factory have gone this route of just having a sole game mode. This is exactly how it should be done in my opinion. A dedicated game mode that has you playing with one set of weapons, maps, and balancing rather than some mods that would have you playing an unpolished, albeit fun guns like the fucking intervention from Modern Warfare 2. But you don't have to work around troubleshooting a mod. Again, to put it bluntly, this is not an attack on modding. I love modding, you love modding, we love all running around Call of Duty maps and screaming at children. But sometimes I just want to be a brain dead child and have an easy to use button that lets me headshot a 14-year-old who just got out of school. That's right, Braden spelled with 2 Y's. I know you think the Omen looks cool, but that won't stop the Vezin from just obliterating you like I did your mom's cervix. I'm on a roll. Triangle Factory has, and for the time being, will always be my go-to VR FPS game. This video was also a reason to talk about Breachers again. Love you, baby boo. Go play Breachers. Out of all the VR FPS games, you should definitely pick up all of them, brokey. Go buy a VR game so you can use your headset. Thank you to our Mega Rich patrons, Fun Lol55, Retro, Tor Willem, Wes, and Onlyman. Triangle Factory, if you're listening, if you need any content made for your game, I'll let you just slide in my DMs. Love you, Pops. Don't take that seriously unless you're serious, but seriously, love you, Pops. Contractors is obviously more like Call of Duty, but again, completely falls through with a... They wanted me to let you guys know that I love Ryan Reynolds. I love Ryan Reynolds. I love Ryan Reynolds. I love Ryan Reynolds. Can't laugh. I see you laughing. Don't be good. I'm gonna mess it up. Love you, Ryan. Love you, Ryan. My girlfriend loves you too. She's right there. Love you, Ryan.